Space, the final frontier.
This is the podcast, State of the Federation.
Its continuing mission.
To preview strange new ships.
To seek out new builds and new combinations.
To boldly go where no show has gone before.
Good evening, Star Trek Attack Wing players, and welcome to State of the Federation, your premier spot for Star Trek Attack Wing strategy. Today we have a wonderful show for you. We are going to be looking over the new Ogar Razik preview. We will actually be going over the Matter of Honor scenario this time, unlike last week. It kind of got skipped over. And after that, we'll be having our top 5 favorite, best, coolest ships of all time in Attack Wing. I guess I should put that in there because it could change. But
So far.
Of course, before we get started, we of course have my wonderful co-host, David.
Hey, guys. Will, I'm getting echo.
You're getting echo? That's weird. Can we work with it?
Myself.
And we will be having Tucker joining us a little later. He got caught in a snowstorm out in New Mexico, so he should be joining us shortly, hopefully. And we will all be good. But, yeah. You doing all right over there, David?
Yeah. Just still fighting the cold. But that cold did not deter me from winning RIF 3 and coming home with a Traeger. And, I did go 2-1, so it was 3 of us went 2-1. My girlfriend beat me for the first time in a tournament,
Ooh.
so she was very excited about that.
She has surpassed the master.
Yes, she flew quite skillfully. I'm going to put a slight blame on drawing Box Marauder as my blind ship.
Ew.
Now, having flown every single blind ship except the Vulcan, I can say with reasonable confidence that the Ferengi was the worst. It has some nice tricks, don't get me wrong. Thoughtmaker, the name ship, good stuff, but not a good ship.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was pretty much the suicide ship. Go in, vengeance, and then expect to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
What can you say? Ferengi are interesting little creatures.
Yeah, but fun tournament, fun thing overall. No one went for the conduit. We actually set up like all our templates, dice, everything on the other half of the board.
It's like this space isn't going to be used for anything.
Yeah, we're all like, look, storage, cool.
We have more space for this mission.
I know, it was awesome.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I thought we had a tournament this weekend, but no, that was the other Attack Wing that we had this weekend. That was the D&D one, so that doesn't exactly count as for space.
Did you have fun in that, though?
I did. I won again because someone did a red maneuver when they had an auxiliary power token.
Oh, no. And you flew them off the map.
No, the special mission was not to get them off the map in this one. If he had gone off the map, he would have won.
Huh.
So I had him do a full... he had the ability to full stop, and I made him stay there. And then that ended up costing him.
Okay.
Poor guy. He'll never forget that one again.
Yeah. I think I've been able to do that to one opponent in all the games I've ever played.
Nice.
And
I managed to do that once back in OP2 when I was experimenting with the Ferengi prize ship and the tech that gives power tokens.
Yeah, because they don't quite see that coming.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, look, we're playing on the edge of the board. I'm going to fly you off. Bye. All right, then. Let's get this show on the road. We are looking at the Ogar Razik, the Kazon vessel. Maybe not quite as as thought-provoking and scary and interesting as the Hakona, but it's got a few neat things nonetheless. So let me find my photos. These photos, all courtesy of the Harry Gamers. Go ahead and head over to their Facebook group if you want to give them some attention. They're pretty cool guys all around. Thanks to Jason Martin. I think I got that name right.
I believe so.
I think he was the one who was giving me those. And yeah, Tucker, are you live?
I'm live. I'm here.
Woohoo! We are just starting the Ogla Razik.
Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Santa Fe just got hit with this freak snowstorm today, so getting home was a little iffy.
At least you're not freezing to death in a snowbank.
There were a couple of close calls. I need to look at my tires.
Drive safe, man. And stay warm. Don't go outside again. You don't need to go outside.
I'm so done with going outside.
But yeah. So Ogla Razik. I don't know. How's this actually pronounced? I forget the episode it actually appeared in.
My Kazon diction is about nil.
I was gonna say it's the Ogar Razik, but I'm like far from sure. I might be making that up.
That's okay. We make up everything on here anyway, don't we?
Welcome to State of the Federation, where everything's made up and the bleak points don't matter.
Because we're gonna blow you up anyway. Omicron says Razik. Razik?
Seems right.
That's
I
weird.
feel like I should have a buzzer to press.
For what?
For the points not mattering.
If you got the joke.
Who's line?
1,000,000 points to David.
A million! Millions dead. Oh wait, no, that's not how these things go. But, alright, another reminder, guys. I know we might have just dropped a few frames there for a second, but if you need to, just be sure to refresh stream. I don't know why. Twitch has been a little bit iffy today.
And last week.
But, yeah. So, Ogla Razik. Razik. That's why I like. Okay, I'm going to go with Razik. 4153, 26 points. Has a tech, 2 weapons, and 2 crew slots. Has a kind of interesting dial. This is the. It's not quite the Excelsior dial, but it's pretty darn close. It has a 1 reverse instead of the 2 reverse, and it has the red hard turns. But that does put it a little bit ahead of the Keldon and the Galler classes. 180-degree forward firing arc, 90-degree rear firing arc, and its special ability for the named version, all friendly Kazon ships with a hull value of 4 or less within range 1 to 2 of the ship gain +1 defense die.
Will everything in the world maneuvers better than a Gaylor or a Keldon?
They're not terrible, though.
Well, they have the 4 white banks, which are nice for planet circling, but that's about it.
Them 5 4s and those 4 banks to run away so they can get enough room to turn around. Hey, I like them. I think they're still better than that. Oh, okay, maybe no.
I like them in wave 0, 1, and 2. And 3.
I still like them better than the Voyager dial.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the one. It's got to be the 180 arc though. But
yeah, that's the thing.
The Razik special ability is not really what you're paying for here because that currently only applies to the Nistrum Raiders. And are we gonna run Raiders? Is that gonna be a thing?
All right. How about this for you? Just spitballing here. How about the Ogar Razik with Terrell and a bunch of Raiders with disruptor pulses?
That would be 28 points there, 30 points for each of the raiders. So you could get 3 ships total in there.
Mm-hmm.
A 4th one if you're doing a full 120.
Yep.
Could be interesting. I think I'd still rather have Denatra.
Well, yeah.
One of your raiders could even run Jabin, one of the captains. We'll see here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's rather than another raider, I'd still rather see a second predator for like the other banana, the Relora Sankor.
Yeah. And I'd rather run the generic at 24 points. Tech, weapon, crew isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't really need 2 crew on this ship, since you're probably going to be running it pretty slim pickings anyway. I don't know. I do like the 8 hit points over the 7 hit points just a bit.
Yeah. So, you know what I really wish? I really wish this ship had been, like, insanely broken. You know why?
So people would play Kazon?
Ever since it was announced, I've been working up to the pun, this ship is bananas.
Ah! I hate you.
Well, you can kind of say that about the Relora Sinker.
That's true. That ship is bananas.
That ship's pretty bananas.
Yes.
We love bananas here.
I ran that in RAF 3. I took it as a ship, like not my blind, as an actual ship. That's how good I think it is.
And then you drew it from your blind.
Yeah.
No, thankfully.
I've only heard of like 2 or 3 people getting caught by bringing a blind ship and pulling that as their blind, but
yeah,
it's never fun.
David, wasn't one of your friends that took the Prakash with Tasha Yar and then pulled the Prakash?
That was my girlfriend that did that. Yeah.
Hugh voice. That's rough, buddy.
and had Elam Garrick as a crew on a different ship.
That's right. Yeah.
So couldn't run the named captain or the named ship or the best crew. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the Ogla Razik.
What were the slots on the other banana? On the Sankor?
Let me pull that up because I've got space stock. The Relara is...
Because I want to say it's the same.
Yeah, 2 crew, 2 weapons, 1 tech.
All right, so...
hold on, let me just check the generic, though. Because if the generic on the Relora is better, like, that's just gonna...
The 2 crew and 1 weapon?
Yeah. Let me see, Kazon. Better class is... No, they're both tech weapon crew.
Sounds about right. Yeah, so all things considered, I think I'd run the Sankor and not care about the Razik ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess... Nistrum Raiders, what, 18 points?
Is that it? 2, 2,
Yeah.
3, 3?
Yeah, it's well, for the generic, it's 18.
Yeah.
I could see for fun somewhere doing a Kazon carrier build with the Ogla, Clark Terrell, and like 5 Nistrums. But that's not good.
That's a lot of 2 dice attacks.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the thing is, the one thing I really like about this is just from a design standpoint, not a development standpoint, not a power level standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
This ship represents the Predator class ships are carriers. They're carriers for the Nistrum Raiders, and this represents that really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I go this and I say, okay, I know exactly what they're trying to do flavorfully. So I can appreciate that. It's just that, you know...
In a practical sense.
In a practical sense, yeah. Womp womp.
Yeah. Because even if you're running both the Predators and the Raiders, I mean, the full difference in maneuver dials is going to have them split up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
With the red turns of this combined with the come abouts that the Raiders can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this wants you to stay in formation, and these are not going to stay in formation well.
That's correct.
And it only works on Kazon ships, so everything
Yeah.
else you're out of luck. I don't know, it's pretty good as a ship on its own though, I guess. But yeah. Not terrible, but nothing that's probably going to shake up the meta, as it were. At least no more than the other banana did. At least now it's easier to get bananas.
Yeah, it's easy to get a whole bunch of them.
Oh!
Whoever first named the Kazon ship the Banana Boat, I am intensely grateful to you.
All right, let's get some captains in here now that we actually have some real Kazon captains that have some kind of skill.
Yeah, I'd say that in this pack, the upgrades are the real appeal.
Ugh.
We're gonna have to throw you in the brig, aren't we? All right, so first we have Captain Razik. Disable one of your crew upgrades to reroll one of your attack or defense dice, or discard one of your crew upgrades to reroll any number of your attack or defense dice. 4 points, 6 skill. I mean, he's like a free action. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's comparable kind of to actually our favorite tac drone that discards tactical drone tokens for rerolls, but
It depends on your crew. I mean, he's more expensive, especially incorporating the cost of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like him, but not too much.
Mm-hmm. Like if you could throw the crew fleet captain on him and put him on a ship where you can get all the 1-point crew for free you want.
Yeah. But then he costs 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even get a free talent.
What I really wish was that he wasn't. I mean, Worf has ruled that this is covered by the May ruling. So he's only once per turn, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, because he disables or discards something, so he's optional.
Right, and what really annoys me about that is the reason he's good is it's not when attacking or defending, it's at any time. So you can use him on things like warp core breaches or Borg shield matrices or I don't know what the hell else.
I will think of some.
Yeah.
But yeah. He has that kind of Cisco-like ability that could work. I don't know, even Cisco himself seeing that is actually really close if you compare this guy to Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Cisco better.
Yeah. And still no one plays him. Poor Cisco.
I used to.
I thought about it because, well, he's Cisco and he's a badass, but
Yeah. Oh, Dominion War days. He was viable. But now it's like, nah.
poor Cisco. Jabin. I'm going to completely, mess up all of these names just because I think I want them to sound cooler.
I think this one's Jabin.
Jabin? Like
Yeah.
Javert?
No, well, yes, but the Kazon have sort of a kind of an Arabic thing going. I mean, there's huge racial issues with making that comparison, but unfortunately, I really do think it has to be conceded.
From a language standpoint.
Yeah, let's put it that way. Well,
pronunciation and all that. So, what were we saying, Jabin?
Jabin, I think. Ask Outrider in the chat, right? Wasn't it? Who's the guy who knows all these?
Omicron.
Omicron, there you go.
Omicron, give us your translator skills. Captain Jabin, 3-point Kazon Captain, 5 skill. When defending, your ship rolls +1 defense die. Look, it's SAR's big brother.
Yeah.
Good work.
I'm not going to play this at 3 points.
Nah. Like, one of the best things about SAR was that he's one of the very few 1-point captains.
Exactly.
Jabin. We'll go with it. Jabin, +1 defense die. Yeah, but I guess for the Kazon, considering how bad all of their other skills are in the first place, he's alright.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing him on sheer virtue of captain skill.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have our generic Kazon captain, who no one cares about.
Yep, that's correct.
But now we get to one of the interesting ones. First, Mage.
Oh boy.
5-point Kazon modification upgrade. Blank upgrade. Question upgrade. It's a thing. It doesn't require a slot.
Slotless upgrade.
It is unique, though. This upgrade does not require an upgrade slot and may only be equipped to a Kazon ship with a Kazon captain. When this upgrade is equipped to your ship, you gain 1 additional tech upgrade slot to your upgrade bar, and your captain skill increases by 2. During the planning phase, you may discard this card to target a ship at range 1, disable 1 tech upgrade on the target ship, and then steal it even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. Let's see. Things that might come into play. You gain an additional tech upgrade slot to your upgrade bar. This has been ruled that it only occurs during the building phase by Wharf, so you could not use this to, say, provide a tech slot for the Mirror Universe Barile to steal something, or Mirror Universe Ezri to steal something, I think.
Only on a ship that doesn't already have a tech slot. The workaround I'm fond of is just declaring that you fill all of your additional slots first.
Oh, does that work?
They've never said it doesn't. I mean, it's weird because their ruling sort of implies that there's differentiations between slots, which is not something we ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot in this ruling that needs extra clarification. It's just I don't think anybody really wants to ask them at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm very disappointed again. It's been over a week now since their last ruling. I thought they were doing it on Tuesdays now, but nothing new came down the pipes today. But anyway, first Mage. Otherwise, captain skill increases by 2. Man, how high can we get captain skill now?
Well, considering that the highest skill captain for Kazon is 6.
But what is the highest skill captain that can use this card?
6, because it can only be used with a Kazon captain.
Are you sure?
Yes, it says so on the card.
But I like using lore. Lore could... Oh, no. Does lore only work on talents, doesn't he? Damn, I thought I had a clever thing there.
Oh, there we go. Fine, yeah.
Damn.
No,
well.
but let's look.
Worth a
let's
shot.
just talk about since we're talking about the fact that this isn't a talent. One of the things that people have been clamoring for is something that X-Wing does, which is when ships suck in X-Wing, they go back and they give them
A special
unique
slot that doesn't take
upgrades.
anything.
Right, exactly.
Titles,
Hopefully-
modifications.
Yeah. Hopefully this is the genesis of them doing that in Attack Wing, because there are a lot of ships and factions that could really use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was interesting early on in the game. Someone did a custom thing of ship nameplates, which were like 4-point upgrades that turned a generic ship into a semi-named ship. I thought that was pretty cool. Like you'd have a 4-point USS Galaxy nameplate, and your Galaxy class is now the USS Galaxy. And it comes along with a ship ability like any name ship would have. It's just a little more expensive than normal. So I thought that was a neat idea, and hopefully that's maybe something similar will be coming down the lines. But yeah. First Mage. So what else are we saying about this? Are we going on to the actual effect that it just does?
Mm-hmm.
During the planning phase, you may discard this card to target a ship at range 1, disable a tech, and steal it. That's pretty cool, but I think I made this comparison when 7 of 9 came out is that there's not really that many good techs to steal. As silly as that sounds.
I mean, the thing is, for me, this is actionless stealing, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And it's also nice that one of the things that's happened with stealing was the thing that stealing is weak against is having nothing to steal. At least this has secondary applications.
I actually am looking at it the other way around. To me, the stealing is a secondary application. Giving yourself an extra tech slot and increasing captain skill is pretty good on its own for slotless 5 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. It's whichever way you look at it, it's a card with multiple applications, which means it can actually be played as opposed to most of the stealing cards now, which are probably going to fall by the wayside. My poor Croesus. I'll miss you, Croesus.
No, you'll find something more powerful.
It just means I'm probably going back to Superior Intellect. What's
That
that? You have Galler class phaser banks? I can steal them even though I can't use them, and boom, they're gone.
Why can you not use them?
Because they can only be deployed to fighters. Doesn't it say that? Can only be equipped by Hideki fighters?
Hidekis, yeah.
Yeah.
People were getting on me because they were like, oh my god, you can't friggin' blah, 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 something, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, you can't steal fighter upgrades. I'm like, you can steal fighter upgrades, fine.
Yeah. Anything that says steal any upgrade, which unfortunately right now is only Superior Intellect, pretty much.
Yeah.
But works great because they need shields down, and oftentimes Hidekis have no shields. Someone will find a way to do it, I'm sure, but...
Oh yeah, yeah.
Until then. But yeah, stealing technology upgrades. Like, really, the best target you have for this is high energy sensor sweep. Every other really good tech upgrade that sees a lot of play has a tendency to get discarded and used long before you'd be in range to steal it. Or, yeah. I mean, really, the only things I see this working against are Federation things, and between high energy sensor sweep would probably be the only one you get, as opposed to the modulating shields, which are, again, Federation only.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, would be discarded immediately. Trying to think of anything else. Any other tech upgrades that you guys see a lot of?
Multi-connect, no, that's, yeah, feds.
Because most obvious one is Cloaked Minds, which gets discarded long before.
Yeah.
Subspace distortion isn't going to do it. Or no, the
Project stasis field, if you're in range, well, if you can manage to get in range 1 before they fire off the field, you'll be able to steal it before they can use it.
I guess you could steal the Doctor if someone's running a combo build.
Oh, that's good.
It depends. Yeah, only if he's in the tech slot, though.
Mm-hmm. But usually he ends up being in the tech slot because people want to use the most out of his crew re-enabling abilities. Feedback Pulse. For you to end up stealing Feedback Pulse, you'd have had to get into range 1, generally without attacking the Borg ship that's carrying it, and that usually is not a good idea.
Yeah, because especially if they see you trying to get in range for this, they're just sit there and be like, well, okay, if you're coming at me with that, like, I'm just gonna wait until I'm just gonna use that on the first attack you make against me.
Some of the new Romulan tech might stick around. The one from the drone ship that negates a hit or a crit.
That could be a good one.
Let me...
Yeah, I just went through my entire checklist and saw maybe one thing, and that would have been it. Unless, of course, you're playing up against other Kazon ships, but yeah, I don't know.
Right, that's the reinforced hull plating.
Yes.
So that
Yeah.
might do it.
But yeah, all the other ones are either going to be just discarded because things can't be placed, because they're ones that can only be placed on certain ships. Or, yeah. So stealing things nice, but the practical application, you're not going to find much to steal, unfortunately.
Right.
That's okay. They have tech of their own, even if it's only one tech piece. And that is the tractor beam. Not to be confused with the tractor beam or the tractor beam. This is a Kazon tractor beam.
Except, unlike the Romulan ones, it's just called tractor beam.
Or the Borg ones.
Or the Klingon one.
Or
Or
the
the
Kling-
Mirror Universe one.
No. In
or
other
the
words,
Vulcan ones.
Will was saying last time about how Romulans are always like Romulan security officer and Romulan. But tractor beams are tractor beams, dude.
This is not a bad
Yeah.
tractor beam. 2-point Kazon upgrade tech. Not unique. So during the activation phase, when a ship within range 1 of your ship reveals a maneuver with a number of 3 or higher, before that ship moves, you may discard this card to subtract 2 from that ship's maneuver. No ship may be equipped with more than 1 of this upgrade. This is neat in 2 ways. Number 1, it can kind of screw up your opponent's maneuvers a little bit. But number 2, you can use it to change your own maneuvers in weird and interesting ways.
Isn't this the same as on the Relora?
Yes. Same exact one, I believe. In fact,
Okay.
I think it's the same exact picture, too. But, yeah, I think we probably talked about this back with the Relora Sankura again. But
Yeah.
using it on your own ships, you can turn a 3 come about into a 1 come about, which is a neat thing that very few ships have, or turning a 3 turn into a 1 turn, which makes things about as maneuverable as fighters, which have some really cool maneuverability options. Other than that, if someone is trying to turn around behind you, like good old pesky Klingons, or Romulan Valdors, or things like that, you turn their 3 come about into a 1 come about, and suddenly they're facing the wrong way, and you back up behind them, because this ship has a backup maneuver. Or any ship that you use that has a backup maneuver, because this will probably be better off, again, on another faction of ship. I'm just not sure which one.
Vulcan, maybe, with that captain that gives discounts to tech.
That's only Fed or Vulcan tech.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Use it on a Keldon or a Galar. As the target, maybe, yeah, that'd be cool. Give it that Galar class a 1 turn. Oh look, I'm shooting you all over the place. That'd be fun, that'd be hilarious. Put 2 Galars together or 2 Keldons together and put one of these on each of them, and then they basically slingshot around each other.
Yeah.
That'd be amusing. I'm just picturing, you know, the whole the old Batman shows where you shoot out like the little grappling hook while you're trying to turn a corner, and it wraps around the light post and it turns you around the corner real fast.
Bow.
Man, those were fancy times.
Gotta love that like surf guitar. Batman.
Nice. Yeah. Any other uses for this though? Like any specific situations that this is really good in? I'm trying to think of, but I don't know. I mean, the main enemy that they fought would be Voyager, and that could help them stop Voyager from getting away with its 6 maneuvers. But other than that, I don't really see this one being a huge turning point in a game.
Not really, no.
It's a neat effect, though. Don't get me wrong. It does a fairly unique thing, but being unique doesn't necessarily make it good. All right, then. Let's go on to crew, then, shall we? First up, we have Hales. 4-point, Kazon crew, when defending during the declare target step, you may remove your captain card from the game to cancel that attack. If you do this, the attacking ship cannot perform another attack during that round. This card then becomes your captain card with a skill of 3. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Kazon ship.
So the first thing to note is that since Worf has ruled with that Ferengi guy who also ganks his captain, that he can take his action even if he is the captain, you get 2 attack cancellations out of this for the low, low price of 4 points. That's pretty hard to beat.
Not bad. It does cost you your captain slot, however, which is unfortunate. But you can use it with a 0-cost captain, and you're doing all right.
And you can use it with that independent guy who says when your captain skill becomes 4 or less, he can gank and take over, or with the first officer resource, which I wouldn't really recommend using, but it's possible.
Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting. You could get 3 ganks out of this. No, because then Hales has to be the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, assuming the sanest ruling, this does happen twice. Rules as written. Technically, if he removes himself from the game, then he should still be able to come back as captain because card text overwrites regular rules, and we have no rules yet for regarding remove from game effects. And this is the first time we've actually had one.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we are breaking barriers with the Kazon ship, and we didn't even know it.
Yeah, but thank goodness they're actually getting to better wording with remove from game.
Mm-hmm. So remove from game wording is going to be a thing that now if you use this ability, since it didn't discard your captain or otherwise, number one, he can't be. In theory, he should not be able to be saved by like Lenalis. But
Yeah, but
on the other
Here's a problem.
problem,
I don't think an admiral can take over.
if your captain is removed instead of discarded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, since they're not discarded, they're also not going to be under your ship, which is how you calculate fleet points at the end of the game. So if you remove, say, a 3-point captain, that is 3 points you just gave to your opponent.
I'll give my opponent 4 fleet points to cancel 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm. Which is nice, though. I wish more cards were removed from game. Like Borg, a Blade of Hull Armor. If you do the 4 damage to that, you should get points for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the only problem is I can see Worf ruling due to admirals that removing from game is the same as discarding.
And then we get back to
Yeah, then we're back to the same whole thing again.
or all discarding becomes removed from game, and then discard effects become bad again.
Yeah. I mean, you also, unfortunately, might put yourself into a situation where if you prevent something from being removed from the game, you have 2 captains.
I'm the captain. No, I'm the captain. No, I'm the captain.
Oh, it's like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Captain.
Ragetti tries to be captain for 30... No, Pintel, never mind, tries to be captain for 30 seconds. It's really funny.
And of course, whenever you say captain, how many people are going to respond, man? It's my ship. Yeah, so that's Hales. Not bad for damage cancellation. It's getting a little bit better. It is actually nice that it is removed from game, says then you actually score points for forcing an opponent to use damage cancellation, which was another problem with the infinite negators of yesteryear. Because
You say problem, I say fun aspect.
Yeah. A problem for the scoring system that had to deal with it. Not for us. Never for us. A problem for the rules.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next guy we've got. I'm gonna go Cardine. Nah, I'll go Cardin. Cardin. Look, okay, Kazon are weird. We're gonna call him. Okay, Kazon. No. Cardin is fine. Cardin, 3-point Kazon upgrade for crew. As an action, disable this card to gain +2 attack dice and roll -2 defense dice this round. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Kazon ship. would be better if he wasn't disabled, but his bonus is fine because the -2 with defense dice will only affect your first roll that round, and having only one defense die to begin with, that's not a terrible trade-off. Being in action, however, if you don't have the action economy for it, is not going to be as useful as just, basic battle stations or target lock or something usually. Oh.
Yeah. I don't mind him on the Relara Sinker. Then you're potentially firing 7 dice.
Mm-hmm. Nice damage. Because, yeah, compare this to Scotty. Original Scotty, who does +2 attack dice for the cost of 2 shields. And your survivability is actually less with Scotty. Because losing two defense dice in a round versus losing 2 shields in a round, it can be is a big difference because it's potential versus actual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, you can boost your effectiveness by having previously taken a target lock.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're guaranteed to have no quality. You just have to plan a little bit ahead for this guy.
Mm-hmm. Or get a lucky
Not
roll
saying-
when you took your target lock and be like, oh, I guess I don't need to use my target lock because I rolled 4 criticals.
Right.
Man,
So,
that's fun.
is he perfect? No. But he's playable. I don't think I'm planning a fleet around him, but he's certainly not the worst thing to throw in with a flagship build.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Take the Relara, take a battle station flagship, and then throw Cardin on it. That's a 39-point build before you put a captain on.
Speaking as a Borg player, I'd rather roll 2 less defense dice than disable 2 shields.
Yeah.
Cardin has been assimilated.
We are the Borg. The Borg are amazing.
Alright, let's finish this guy up. Last we got a couple weapons. We got particle beam weapon and photonic charges. We talked about these with the other banana. Why is it so hard to remember the other banana's name? The Relora Sankor. And, they're alright. Disable this card to fire from your rear arc with 5 dice at range 1 to 2. Particle beam. That's a pretty good, actually a decent weapon. Considering it doesn't need like a target lock or anything. The 4 attack photonic charges only being usable at ranged 1. It'd be nice to use them on the raider, but again, it's +4 SP if not on a predator ship, so not something I'm going to be using anytime soon. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm with you on the photonics. It's just... the Raider's already firing 5 dice at range 1.
The predator?
Or the Predator, sorry.
Mhm.
So why do I want to fire 1 less die? Just to put an Aux power token if I manage to put an uncancelled hit or crit through.
Mm-hmm.
It's not...
Borg missile.
Good old Borg missile. At least that doesn't let you roll defense dice.
I just look at this card and I remember the good old days of Borg missile before Warp screwed up the ruling and
Borg missile would have been fun. We would have had power token as a viable strategy. Oh well.
I miss you, Borg missile.
At least particle beam weapon's a good rear firing weapon, so
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm good enough with that.
They basically just tacked an extra. They just tacked a extra die onto the one in the blind buy and called it the same price, and I'm okay with that. I was okay with the one in the blind buy.
The blind buy was only 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I took the one in the blind buy for the blind buy because sometimes it's nice to cover your rear arc.
Especially when you turn like a bathtub.
That's being generous, Will.
It's like a bathtub on wheels, man. In space.
No, you turn like Grover Cleveland in a bathtub.
I feel like that would make the bathtub turn really quickly, though.
Depends on if you can use your power sliding techniques.
Please don't talk to me about power sliding. I just drove through a freshly fallen snowstorm.
Oh, right. Well, don't drive through it. Just play in an empty parking lot with it.
Oh.
Yeah. Overall, Ogla Razik. I'm probably not going to pick one up.
It's a middling pack. I don't think it's a must-buy in any way, shape, or form. If looking to get more mileage out of your Nistrum Raider because you picked it up in Wave 4 and you're saying, oh, hey, maybe Kazon will be a thing, this helps. If you already have the Relara Sankur, you might as well pick this up and then you have a decent Kazon fleet. If you don't already have Kazon, don't bother with this.
I mean, I would agree with that. Hales is nice, but I don't... As somebody who is not invested in Kazon, I don't really feel the need to go out and buy this one. It's not bad. There's some fun stuff you can do with it, but only if you're already buying into Kazon.
Yeah, the only card I would really get this pack for is Hales. And other than that, given the choice, I would definitely try to find the Relara Sankur over the Ogar Razik. If I was just looking for a ship of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a pretty neat ship. Pretty useful. Alright. Ogla Razik, goodbye. I'm sorry you weren't as interesting as the Hakona. It's your own fault, Kazon. Moving on.